views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Hola everyone, welcome to Open, the one and only show bringing the best of the Bronx, New York, and the world straight to you. I'm Rhina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche every Friday. Here's what's coming up in today's show. Leading things off, we'll find out how the Bronx community is coming together after the tragic disasters in Puerto Rico and Mexico. And we'll also learn about a local hurricane relief event to benefit Puerto Rico and the Caribbean. Then we'll share how one woman is teaching children the ins and outs of the human body in fun and creative ways. After that, we'll sit with the new executive director for the Bronx Council in the Arts and also learn about some of their upcoming projects. And then next, we'll be joined by a few legendary artists from this year's Boogaloo Extravaganza and get the behind-the-scenes details of what you can expect. And later on in the show, Bobby C brings us up to date with the latest headlines in the world of sports. And finally, our Open Artist Spotlight features the sultry, captivating vocals of Jackie Paladino. So sit back y prepárate. All this and more is coming your way because now we are officially open. Hello and welcome to Open, everyone. I'm Rhina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche for the next hour. You know, we're always inviting you to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us online and follow us on Instagram at BronxNet TV and like us on Facebook at Open BronxNet Television. And of course, while you're there, don't forget to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, FB, Snapchat, Instagram, Insta Stories, LinkedIn at Rhina Valentin. Yeah. All right. So here's the deal. Leading things off today, we went out into the streets to see what the Bronx community had to say about the recent devastating events in Puerto Rico and Mexico, to see what ways they are all getting involved to help relief efforts. Let's take a look.
Right now my country is down, going through it now too.
I work at the plaza, and a lot of the patients that's there, a lot of their families are from Puerto Rico.
It's a very sad thing. I've been watching it regularly, what's going on.
It's happened before, but I never thought I would be part of it. You know, I never thought I'd be part of that experience, and it's drastic, yeah.
Hard to see that the human impact that, what we're doing and how we're treating the earth and how that's coming right back to us and affecting us. But it's also really inspiring to see how people are coming together in the community.
I love to see the people come and donate goods and offer a lot of prayers.
I feel for them, and I hope that everybody, be safe and, take safety precautions.
Everybody in our class has been donating because a pack of water is about $2.25, so we all donated because we feel hurt by the tragedy that happened, and we wish that all the families are okay out there.
Additionally, the New York Hispanic Clergy Organization is hosting a donation drive to the victims of Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico and the earthquake in Mexico City on Saturday, September 30th, and that's beginning at 12 noon on the corner of Southern Boulevard and Aldous Street in the Bronx. Donations being accepted include non-perishable food, clothing, and other goods. And for additional information, you can call 718-991-3161. So on Tuesday, September 26th, our community has another opportunity to come together and help give to the people of Puerto Rico and the Caribbean who were affected by not one, but two hurricanes in the last 2 weeks. Barrio Poetics is gathering artists, musicians, poets, and more for a night of spoken word, music, and art, all to donate and give back to Puerto Rico and the Caribbean. Joining us now to tell us more, please welcome host of Barrio Poetics, La Poeta Mariposa Fernandez.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. It's a really emotional time, and as an artist, my instinct is to just join forces with other artists and to do what we do best, which is bringing community together and celebrating with our culture our resilience, because we're born resilient. We're Boricuas, and I was at an amazing event last night at the Julia de Burgos Center that I live streamed for Loisa, a bombazo,
Right.
and it just really made me reminded me how important it is for us to come together.
Yeah.
And I just encourage people to also, not only support this event, but organize and create, your own events.
Right, because this is going to be happening for quite some time, and right now they need all the help they can get. And I know we helped promote the Loisa event. I couldn't make it last night, but it was lovely to see what people were streaming on Facebook, and it was really, really nice to see everybody come together like that under one roof and just basically do whatever it is that you can. Any little bit, every little bit counts.
Exactly. And artists, visual artists. I got this from Manny Vega last night. I wanted to show it because we're going to be raffling this.
From Manny Vega?
This is a print, Manny Vega print, and it's signed with his original signature. So this is one of the pieces that we're going to be raffling at Barrio Poetics. And just to give people, viewers, ideas, this is one way that you can help. If you're an artist or if you belong to a community, a church, there's so many different creative ways that people can organize.
And Manny Vega is a legendary artist. I mean, this is like worth a lot of money.
This is worth a lot.
A lot, and of course, it's really just to donate. It's being auctioned for donations.
Exactly, and we're going to do a raffle and auction. A raffle writers who are going to be donating books, and artists, artesanos who will donate T-shirts and CDs, so that people will be able to participate in any way that they can.
So in Barrio Poetics, usually it's poets and you have a little bit of musicians, but this time it's like it's almost like a concert. So let's talk a little bit about the curation, because you really got a lot of people to come aboard, and it was so lovely. I'm happy to be aboard as well.
Yes, I mean, we have La Reina del Barrio, we have Camaradas, we have La Bruja, Defend Puerto Rico, Sofrito for Your Soul, Capicu Culture, and it's a nice mix of artists who are here in La Diaspora, that some were born in La Isla, like Fernandito, or Midna Nieves, Corazon Tierra, who's going to do a beautiful dance and incorporate, movement, and how we can all find ways to help relieve the stress that we're under watching these traumatic images of our families, or wondering, a lot of us have not heard yet from our families, both our relatives, our blood relatives, and our chosen families. We have a lot of people in Puerto Rico and also
that are not accounted for right now. You know what I wanted to say about your event, that just in the names that you mentioned, is that it's an intergenerational function, which is, I hope encourages all walks of life to come and participate.
That's always important, to make sure that we have intergenerational gatherings, and also that there are quite a few of the poets who are regular poets at Barrio Poetics who are from El Barrio, from Spanish Harlem, African American, and support that we are together, that we are, one diaspora, really. So I think that's encouraging too. We have Bombayo, we have Fernandito, La Bruja, Nancy Mercado, Midna Nieves, so many people, Wawa Washington, Ed Randolph. So some artists, some poets that are emerging, and then other artists that are well known.
I just wanted to say also, we also have Eddie Conde.
Oh, Eddie Conde! Eddie Conde,
daddy.
yeah, he's on percussion. Yeah, Eddie Conde. I was just calling people.
No, it's all good,
but
this is the importance of us just coming together as one. As one.
Exactly, as one. And I just wanted to encourage for people that are viewing, to go to Acacia Network or the Hispanic Federation and look at the list of the items that are directly related to things that people have requested, and to be mindful of, if you're donating clothes, to be mindful of sending new clothes. Hurricane Harvey, they showed that some clothes had to be, discarded because they were not in good condition.
Right.
Just because people have lost everything doesn't mean that I just have to be blunt, that they want other people's junk.
Right.
So we really have to be mindful.
You can be blunt. Well, it's
okay,
a matter of being considerate.
Just be considerate.
Yeah.
Donate clothes just donate something that can really be of use. New items like bedding and items that are related to the list that's on there. Feminine hygiene products. We live in a patriarchal society.
Batteries, especially. I mean, basically, you guys can go online and check that all out. But
Make
thank
sure
you so
it's
much
connected,
for mentioning
yes.
it. And Mari, thank you for being here with us, and thank you for organizing this event such short notice, and just really putting this wonderful concert. And I hope you guys are going to be there with us. We hope you join us. Thank you, Mari. Once again, it's on Tuesday, September 26th, and that's for hurricane relief for Puerto Rico y el Caribe, and that's taking place from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at La Marqueta Retoña, located on 1590 Park Avenue and East 115th Street. We are looking forward to seeing you there.
Que viva Puerto Rico.
Que viva Puerto Rico. And also, if you are interested in making donations can be made by going to HispanicFederation.org. Go to HispanicFederation.org. Okay, we're taking a quick break, but coming up, we'll learn about the human body display, so don't go anywhere.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Open up your books to page 360.
Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Talking about inspirational quotes.
You gotta believe in yourself. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at GetSchool.com.
Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. Don't forget to get social with us and tweet us at BronxNet.tv and tweet me at Rhina Valentin. Our next guest earned her PhD degree at the University of Buffalo, where she later returned to help professors introduce and implement materials to their science curriculum. The human body display is an event she's working on to launch a learning center for children from elementary school to high school, and I'm really interested to hear about this. And joining us now to share more, we welcome clinical scientist Dr. Nadine James and marketing director George T. Stewart. Hello and welcome.
Hello.
Okay, so why was it so important for you to even design this program?
So when I went to Buffalo, I got involved in a program, National Chemistry Week, coordinating National Chemistry Week. And one of the professors there contacted me and asked me to go to certain schools in the inner city. Now, by doing that, I realized that there was a huge disparity between the schools in the inner city versus the schools in the suburbs. And so from then, this was from 2004, I had this thing in my heart, something needed to be done. And so I got involved with the ISEP program, and in 2013 or 14, I decided that I needed to write a proposal to develop my own learning center, because my thought is every child can learn.
Can you just share with everybody a little bit of your background? Because you have a really impressive background as a doctor who's into chemistry as well as biography, right? Or biology.
Right.
And biography.
So my background, I have a bachelor's in chemistry, a master's in medicinal chemistry, and a PhD in biophysics. And so my background is actually in oncology, and I have like 12 years, combined 12 years of oncology research. And so with that experience, I was able to use what I know to, to help Buffalo Public School teachers enhance the curriculum.
Exactly, right. And that's because reading your bio, I felt like I was studying. I was like, oh my gosh, this woman is taking her education and she's giving it back to the community, and that is so selfless. And I'm just curious to know what it is that I guess you had to go through to design this program and, of course, bring it to the public schools.
Right. So it's just my involvement with the outreach program with the professor. His name is Dr. Gardella. He got me involved.
Because you didn't get that grant that we were talking about earlier.
So I didn't get I applied for a grant, 43 North, but that grant was, actually it's not a grant, it's through a competition for where investors would invest in your business. I didn't get it, but I did get good reviews, and they said this is more community-based. You should apply for federal funding or funding, private funding. And so I worked on my proposal, and I'm now at the stage where I'm doing this innovative program with the kids to demonstrate that we have this viable program here in the Bronx, and with the intention to apply for federal funding or state funding, private funding.
And so George here is doing your marketing, right?
Yes.
And so give us a little insight of the creative way in which he's implementing this.
Well, as Dr. James stated, different kids learn differently, right? Some kids learn by seeing, some kids learn by doing, some kids are more kinesthetic, they need a more hands-on approach, right? So really this speaks to a larger piece of a learning center that she's getting started called Illuminexation, right? Which is an affordable learning center that allows children from underserved communities, communities like ours, to receive things that they wouldn't receive, like because they can't afford maybe to go to Kumon or the Learning Tree or something like that. So, but it's something that's more individually based to the child. So what the human body display is about is really getting kids more hands-on about the human body, from the cellular level to the more macro level. So circulatory, musculature, skeletal, and getting kids interested and exposed to something that maybe they wouldn't normally be exposed to just in their day-to-day lives. So we've been working with Nadine's church, and they have a facility there that's, for classrooms, and the marketing has been an outreach really to the local community, and the response has been really, really great. And the response from the kids, they really want to be there because it's something that they're not getting at school.
That's true.
I've never heard of it, and I think it's wonderful that it's here in the Bronx. So, Dr. James, let's talk about the age bracket and how people can get inside your classes, I guess, right? Because there's a registration. What's that process like?
Right. So right now, what I'm doing, I'm working with kids K through 12, and we're launching the Learning Center, as George explained. It's called Illuminexation. It means illuminating the minds of the next generation. Yes. And so we're working to get it off the ground. So once we do this program, then we're applying for funding to really develop the program and advertise it. And George is going to be responsible for marketing and advertising.
Yay, George.
Yeah, right. So right now I have 30 kids signed up for the human body display on October 14th. It's from 2 to 6, and I have 20 kids who have been coming consistently, and so they've been learning about the different body systems and what they're going to be doing. They're going to be talking about. So as they're learning, they're going to express themselves based on what they learned. So they're going to make models or drawings or pictures or you know, whatever based on their understanding, and then they are going to be talking to the community about their different systems.
Lovely. It's empowering and artistic simultaneously.
Right.
Because they're creating it, learning, and then they're doing the demonstration.
It's definitely artistic.
Yes, beautiful. Thank you so much.
Right.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here and
Thank you.
sharing it with our viewers. Thank you, George. And I'm going to share with our viewers once again, the human body display is happening on Saturday, October 14th from 2 to 6 p.m. at the United Church of Jesus Christ, located on 3936 Bronxwood Avenue. And for more information, you can call 718-881-4479. We are taking a quick break, but we'll sit down with the new executive director at the Bronx Council of the Arts when we return.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's okay.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Welcome back, everyone. Make sure to stay connected with us. That's right. Like us on Facebook at Open BronxNet Television. And, well, after 6 months, a 6-month search, that is, the Bronx Council on the Arts welcomes their new executive director, Viviana Bianchi. She will serve as the 5th executive director since the organization was founded in 1962. And in addition, the Bronx Council on the Arts has been very, very busy with plans to open their future headquarters on East Tremont in 2018. And joining us to tell us more, we welcome Executive Director Viviana Bianchi and Deputy Director Charles Vasquez. Hello and congratulations.
Thank you.
And welcome. welcome. And you, bueno, nice to see you again. No. We love having you here, Charles, always. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you for having us, too.
Oh, we're honored to be the first to announce it. I think we are, right?
Oh, yeah. Pretty much. Yes.
So how long have you been in office?
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Exciting 2 weeks, really. Working closely with Charlie and with his staff, we having a ball, planning all the things that are coming up.
So please do share. What was those first 2 weeks like?
This first 2 weeks, well, finding out all the good things that we've been doing and trying to set, again, direction for the council, so, you know, to shine. The opportunities that are coming up with the new buildings are so exciting, so planning for that a little bit. Hopefully next year, by late spring, we'll be able to open to the public and start with new programming and thinking innovation. So you know how it is. 2 weeks, you try to get acquainted and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, and Charles, you've been holding it down.
Yeah.
a little bit extras, right? To the point that they said, bueno, let's just give him a promotion.
Yeah.
Congratulations
it was
to
a lot
you
of work,
too.
but I knew that it would be worth it to hang in there and just to negotiate that in between space until we moved into the next phase, which now we're in. So I'm very grateful to be working with Viviana. And to sort of combine forces to, like you said, set the council on a new course with an exciting new future and to do things that we weren't able to do in the past. So,
So, okay, so this is really exciting because I know what the new building is going to look like because I've seen it. I mean, it's been under construction for quite some time and it's absolutely beautiful. And the location is awesome because it's walking distance from the train because that's another factor of where the Bronx Council was located is the geographic.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about the programming. Anybody have anything that they could share?
The programming?
Well, we can both share a
yeah,
little
yeah.
bit. Right now,
Ay, Dios mío, anybody's like top secret.
We're afraid of like an info dump, right?
We kind of check with each other. No, we're still having the Writer's Center, which Charlie is wonderfully spearheading that. We have a new exhibit at Longwood right now that opens on October 4th, and I invite everybody, you too, Rhina, to come. It's a great exhibit. The thematic is boleros, and it's a little bit about nostalgia and love and anything that was inspired by the bolero music. And for next year, we are looking to revamp program making so that it's even more impactful. And there are so many opportunities for collaborations with nonprofit organizations and artists to bring more the power of the arts to the community. I think that that's the vision that we're starting to set, that we're making sure that all districts are impacted, that all artists have access to us and the benefits that we offer. And hopefully the space, which is going to be wonderful, and it has space for projections, it has space for production of little things that we can do. We have the lab. You can talk a little bit about the lab.
I mean, the current location, as you said, hasn't really been a public engagement venue, and that's going to be changing. So what we're doing now is really assessing the programs that have kept the pillars. So the Longwood Arts Project that's centered at the gallery, the Writers Center, which I've directed now for going on 4 years. And then the grants programs, which activate community arts projects in all areas of the Bronx.
And you also have a new grant director.
A new grant manager. Yes.
Managing all the,
so we're taking those 3 keystone programs and then figuring out how that's going to expand, how we can expand on that in the new space with a public engagement venue, which we've never had our own. So other than the gallery. So it's pretty exciting.
We continue to produce concerts and workshops for the community, so that will continue to happen. And some of that might be now held in our new facility, which is exciting.
Part of the fair at the square in Westchester Square. I mean, there's a whole lot to build on. So it's very, very exciting crossroads.
It is very exciting. So how has the transition been for you coming from Mind Builders, right?
Oh, it's been wonderful. I think Mind Builders was kind of a schooling and arts administration in the Bronx and getting to know the community and getting to know artists. A lot to thank Madaha over there and to my colleagues there. And it's exciting for me finally to be able to bring this long trajectory of social sector and the arts in my life coming together into this exciting new venture. I call it venture and adventure and exciting vision.
I would imagine so. I mean, you look fabulous.
Thank you.
Te aparece bien jefa.
Gracias. Gracias.
Con caché.
Con caché.
Gracias.
Of course, no. We're so happy to have you here with us, sharing with our viewers. So before we go, is there any particular event you would like to share with our viewers to attend? Is there going to be a ceremony for you or anything, like a nice gathering?
Couple of things happening. So since we having the opening at Longwood, Hostels College, we're going to have a little meet and greet on the 3rd of October, and the opening is on the 4th. So I invite everybody to attend. It's a great exhibit. Secondly, we are having something else that I can't remember.
The Bolero's opening and the South Bronx Culture Trolley on October 4th is kind of the next, that's kind of launching us into the busy fall season. So there'll be, you can go to bronxarts.org or sign up for the newsletter to get news about exhibit happenings and workshops and so forth after the fact. But,
And to remember, I encourage all artists to apply to our grants. The grant season is opening. We have three grants programs and more of like an awards program. So it's all on our website. And really, we really want to capture artists from every part of the borough.
Right.
So check us out, I would say, and try to apply. And we want to help,
the artists, yes.
Yes,
that's
the
Bronx
artists
Council
and
of the Arts.
connect.
Connect. I like that.
Yes.
All right. Well, maybe we're looking for a new tag there.
All right.
Charles, I just know,
Thank you,
I
Always,
adore
always.
you, and the work that you
Thank
have
you,
done since you have arrived is really breathtaking.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you for
It's
your
my pleasure.
commitment and your dedication.
Absolutely.
And welcome.
Thank you. Thank
Well,
you
welcome
again.
to the Bronx Council side.
Gracias. Muchas
It's
gracias.
nice to meet you, and
Thank
I hope
you.
you guys enjoyed meeting her as well.
You too.
Once again, you guys, for all things happening with Bronx Council on the Arts, be sure to visit bronxarts.org. We have to take a quick break, but stay tuned to learn all about this year's Boogaloo Extravaganza.
Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Hello and welcome back to Open, everyone. So after mambo and before salsa, there is this thing that they call Latin Boogaloo. And on Saturday, September 30th, the stars who started the original Latin New York music sound will all be under one roof for an exciting evening of epic musical proportions. Joining us now are timbale player of the Pete Rodriguez Orchestra, Benny Bonilla, and co-leader of the new swing sextet, Andrew Luis Justiniano.
Wow.
I said it right? I was like, how many syllables is that? So welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you so much.
We are so happy you guys made it. You know, when it comes to the musicians and early morning calls, and it's always like saying a cuss word, you know?
Well, we got a bad reputation, but we're here for a good cause.
Yeah.
Well, you're also professionals and committed and dedicated, and we love that you're bringing it here to the Bronx, and we're reliving moments. Well, you know, it was before my time because I wasn't born, but that's a throw that in there. Well, I'm trying, you know, I live in denial. But my parents, this is my parents' era, so let's talk a little bit about what it feels like for you guys to all come together.
No, you go first. Age before beauty.
Ay, ay, ay.
Don't rub it in, man.
Listen, he's a legend, con respeto.
I know. I respect them very, very highly.
I know, I'm kidding.
He's a co-leader of the new swing sextet.
I know the Grammy-nominated new swing
which,
sextet.
That's
Okay,
right.
so we'll give you that. Right?
Okay. I recall when they first started, the first year. I don't want to mention the year because he might have lied about his age, but I remember when they started. But getting back to the original, this concert on the 30th is going to be a dynamite. I mean, unreal, because it entails bringing in the older mambo crowd that went into the Boogaloo. They'll be there. And then it's going to bring in the young men and women. Now, you can be sure you're going to see those 80-year-old men and women jumping up and down and bopping along with Richie Ray and along with Pete. And may I mention, wait till they hear the band that's going to be there, Stephen Okendo, David Maldonado's band. They're fabulous. So it's going to be a heck of an evening, you know.
I can do just in his enthusiasm. I'm like, yeah.
You gonna be there?
Baby, I like it like that.
No, and when you hear the bang, 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 yeah, man.
Yes, Angel.
Yeah, well, we have the honor of doing a little tribute to the Joe Cuba Sextet, being we were the second sextet in the city back in the days after Joe Cuba. We continued a little bit of his legacy because, of course, we did presentations later on in the years with
Maria?
with one of the most fabulous singers of all times, Mr. Cheo Feliciano. May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
We backed him up on a few occasions out in Switzerland and in LA and stuff like that. So we had the honor of bringing back a little bit of the Joe Cuba sextet music alongside, of course, our own that we did back in the late 60s and 70s. Unearthing this music has been something of a special sort because throughout the years we have been playing. We've never stopped throughout the years.
You've kept it alive, and you know what? And it's passing on from generation to generation.
Sure.
It's classic.
Sure, but we didn't know for many years that this music had been playing for so strong all over the world until we started doing our little travel back in 2000. I think 2005 we started doing a little bit of a travel. We worked with the late Albert Torres, who did a lot of the congresses around the world, and he took us around the world. We found out that this music has been alive for so many years. It never died, never died. Maybe here in New York it quieted down a little bit, but all over the world. So we're very honored to be on this ticket for the 30th. This Boogaloo Extravaganza.
Eso mismo. And I love that you guys are honoring Joe Cuba. And just, you know, a little side note, a sidebar. He's my stage padrino.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was my grandfather's best friend.
Wow.
And so when I heard that you guys were paying tribute to him, I was like, yes, keeping his spirit alive.
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
you for that.
absolutely.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
And what were you going to say?
No, I'm listening to you.
No, I want to listen to you guys. No, I just wanted to share that little side note.
I was going to mention something that happened in reference to what he was saying, that all over, wherever they've gone with the band on tour, we happened to be in Lima, Peru. Now, how far can you get from New York City? And the band gets there in the bus. It's a stadium. And as soon as we get out of the buses, the stadium, I don't want to exaggerate, but it holds a lot of people. And
He's
you
like, I'm
hear
not
the
giving you exact
stadium,
figures.
you hear the stadium, everybody, ooh, ah, down, ah. Now this is without the band. This is the people in the stadium.
That's right.
And they kept it up till we went all the way in, set up, and they're chanting. Oh, it was such a thrill, man. But it's such a fun thing.
It is. It's beautiful that it's universal and that it's legend. It's still alive, right? I mean, you're telling me thousands of people were at the stadium in Lima, Peru, and they were just playing that for you guys while you're setting up the equipment.
It's a lot of fun.
That's serious. That's serious. So I can only imagine what this concert is going to be. Thank you guys for taking the time to be here with us. We got to go. I wish we could sit here and listen to your stories, but I want to say bang, bang. I'm already feeling the Boogaloo, and we still got a couple of weeks to wait, right? Because it's next week.
I'll be looking for you.
Yo, I'm going to be right next to you. No, on the side, backstage. Backstage. All right. You guys, oh my gosh, thank you guys for being here. Legends. Yes. Thank you for keeping it alive. Extravaganza is taking place on Saturday, September 30th at 8 p.m. at Lehman Center for the Performing Arts, which is located on 250 Bedford Park Boulevard West. And for more information, visit lehmancenter.org. You don't want to miss that. Okay, we have to take a quick break, but stay tuned for Bobby C's Weekly Sports Roundup coming up next. Bang, bang.
And I can't change, even if I try. Even if I wanted to, my love, she keeps me warm. 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 She keeps me warm.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving, the ultimate party foul.
This is Bobby C. out at MetLife Stadium, where we begin our look at sports this week with the New York Football Giants. Unfortunately, their offensive struggles continued on Monday Night Football. The evening wasn't all bad for the New York Giants. It was also a night when the team honored the 10-year anniversary of that 2007 football championship season.
We didn't just win a game. We just get it done. Fellas, I need a little help. What did we do? We stop you.
That 2007 team started the season 0-2, and this year's team starts the season 0-2 as well. The final score tonight, 24-10. The New York Giants out of answers.
We have to analyze everything we're doing. I mean, we can't pull points out of a hat. We have to get to work. We have to block better. We have to handle the ball better. We can't turn the ball over. We have to play complete complementary football, and we're not doing it.
There were some good things. We moved the ball, better. I thought we played better than we did last week. Just obviously the turnover hurt us. And then, just not convert on third downs enough.
Odell Beckham Jr. did play coming off the injury, but the big story still the struggles of the offensive line and the running game.
Whenever you lose, it's frustrating. I think we're more so frustrated that we're not clicking as a unit, as an offensive unit. The defense is playing very well, so we just need to compliment them.
We're not running the ball well. We're not protecting the quarterback very well. Coach probably touched on it. We're not playing complementary football. So, not good overall.
The 0-2 Giants are far from throwing in the towel, but they know Sunday's game in Philadelphia is pivotal for their season. And for that matter, it starts a tough stretch for Big Blue. After Philly, they have Tampa Bay, San Diego, Denver, and Seattle. We will know more for the Giants by their Week 8 bye. The Giants have Odell Beckham Jr. back, but were without several key defensive players at practice on Wednesday. Top flight defenders Janoris Jenkins and B.J. Goodson are still sidelined. I've picked them the last 2 weeks. The Eagles have always been historically tough on them, but with OBJ hopefully a little fresher in Week 3 off the ankle injury, I'll take the G-men again in the rivalry game, or at least I think so. Don't listen to me anymore. The Jets are entering the softest part of their schedule. Hopefully they handle that stretch, and that will tell us how historically bad a year this could be for the Jets. Gang Green is 0-2 coming off their 45-20 drumming against the now 2-0 Oakland Raiders. The Jets will have their home opener Sunday against Miami. Kickoff is set for 1 p.m. The Dolphins are 1-0. Let's take the Jets too. I had Kool-Aid for breakfast this morning. From the gridiron to the racetrack, Martin Truex Jr. still atop the NASCAR standings. The chase is on. NASCAR swings into New Hampshire Sunday for a 2 p.m. start. Dover follows next weekend. In F1, Lewis Hamilton is back on top in the driver's standings. He is starting to separate himself from Sebastian Vettel. F1 will be in Malaysia next weekend. In IndyCar, the Racing League has a new American champion in the 26-year-old Joseph Newgarden. He was flawless in his run at the title, holding off 4-time champion Scott Dixon, and it comes in his first year with Penske. Newgarden's first Penske victory in race 3 at Barber, and by the time it was all over, he had won 4 races, podiumed 9 times, and became the first American to win an IndyCar championship since Ryan Hunter-Reay in 2012, and the first driver younger than 30 years old to win a title since Dixon won his second in 2008. Newgarden called Team Penske the Yankees of the sport. They are one of the best motorsports teams in the world, not just North America, but the world, Newgarden said at a lunch on Pier 39 on Monday, the day after winning the championship. The way they operate, they are world class. It's like playing baseball for the New York Yankees. If you play baseball, you want to play for the Yankees because of the prestige, the culture, the longevity, and the tradition and history and success is unbelievable. That's how Team Penske is in motorsports. They are the creme de la creme. They are the standard. They are a great group. And speaking of the Bronx Bombers, the Yankees completed a 3-game sweep of the Twins with an 11-3 victory on Wednesday, bringing their record to 78-31 versus Minnesota since the start of the 2002 season. After homering in Wednesday's win over the Twins, Aaron Judge is now 4 home runs shy of tying Mark McGwire's all-time rookie record for a season with 10 games left to play. He has 45 dingers this season. When you've won 4 rings in the Bronx, you know all about baseball's biggest stage, and former Yankee skipper Joe Torre believes in the Baby Bombers and especially in Judge. He told ESPN this week that he sees big things from Judge come playoff time. Judge hit his AL-leading 45th home run and topped 100 RBIs. Not to be outdone, Didi Gregorius surpassed Derek Jeter for the most home runs by a Yankee shortstop, and New York beat the Twins 11-3 on Wednesday for a 3-game sweep. Earlier this month on September 14th, Gary Sanchez hit his 31st home run of the season, breaking the record for most homers in a single season by a Yankee catcher, previously held by Yogi Berra in 1952, 1956, and Jorge Posada in 2003. Many milestones this season. We'll see if world champions could be added to the ledger for the Bronx Bombers. The Yankees have other good news, too. Their hard-throwing closer has rediscovered his dominant form, shutting down the Twins in a possible postseason preview this week. Aroldis Chapman is back as the closer. The Yanks are fully embracing the thumbs down sign. The internet meme was born after Yankees third baseman Todd Frazier hit a home run against the Tampa Rays at Citi Field, leading an unhappy fan to stoically show his displeasure as Frazier rounded the bases. The Yankees have playfully made the sign in the dugout after home runs. This week, the Pinstripers showed off T-shirts with the thumbs down sign. Hopefully, thumbs up for one little Yankee fan this week in the Bronx. The frightful Yankee Stadium episode Wednesday in which a little girl was injured by a foul ball calls to mind the ongoing concerns of Manny Coolbaugh, whose husband Mike, a minor league first base coach, was killed during July 2007 on a liner that struck him in the neck. She says when she and their 2 toddler sons attended Mike's games, he insisted that they stay in an area with a protective netting and that she advocates extending netting at ballparks. This should happen in the Bronx too. Mets GM Sandy Alderson says it's highly unlikely the Mets won't bring back struggling right-hander Matt Harvey. With another homer on Wednesday, Giancarlo Stanton came away with 2 long balls in the 3-game series with the Mets, bringing his career tally against them to 35. He has an impressive 56 homers this year. He's got a serious shot at 60. In the world of professional basketball, Goran Dragic, fresh off an MVP performance in the European Basketball Championships, teared up after being presented with a jersey of the late Dražen Petrovic, touching moment for the Slovenian. Knicks fans may not need the Carmelo Anthony drama any longer. We have B-Easy, Mike Beasley, on the roster. The Knicks' newest free agent acquisition thinks New York can make the playoffs. He said this week that he thinks the team has 4 guys that can average 25 a game, including himself. The only one of those 4 that averaged 25 a game is Melo, and that hasn't happened in quite a long time. Beasley also added, "I'm going to be your favorite player's favorite player." The wit and wisdom of Michael Beasley. Triple G retained his middleweight titles on Saturday night, fighting to a controversial draw with Canelo Alvarez in a brutal battle. A weird, skewed set of judges' scores will overshadow the aftermath of the brilliance displayed in the middleweight showdown. I would expect a rematch here. Boxing took another hit Thursday. Undefeated light heavyweight champion Andre Ward announced his retirement from boxing at the age of 33. Shocking news. And here in the Bronx, we said goodbye to our Bronx Bull, Jake LaMotta. Here's more in the C-List. Champion and subject of the 1980 movie Raging Bull has died at the age of 95. He passed away Tuesday. LaMotta died because of complications from pneumonia and was in a nursing home in Miami. His wife, Denise Baker, told ABC News. LaMotta's wife said the family is in the planning stages of his memorial and funeral. Known for his battles with Sugar Ray Robinson and his portrayal by Robert De Niro on Raging Bull, LaMotta held the middleweight title from 1949 to 1951 and was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 1990. LaMotta went 83-19-4 with 30 knockouts in a career that lasted from 1941 to 1954. He fought multiple times in a month, several times, earning a reputation as a brawler and the nickname the Bronx Bull. Jake epitomized the grit that comes with being a Bronxite. I had the pleasure of meeting him, and he was a friend to my family in his youth. He was always nice to my mom when she was a kid, and he and my grandfather had a nice friendship that dated back to the glory days of Gleason's. Rest in peace, Bronx Bull. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C.
Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Welcome back to Open, everyone. It's now time for this week's Open Artist Spotlight.
The Open Artist Spotlight is made possible in part with public funds from the Bronx Council on the Arts through the New York State Council on the Arts Decentralization Program.
Today's spotlight shines on a singer-songwriter from Brooklyn whose talents have been compared to the likes of Billie Holiday, Adele, and Amy Winehouse. Her powerful lyrics match her equally raw and passionate vocals. Singing for us now on our Open Artist stage, we welcome Jackie Paladino.
Petals fall like teardrops on my windowsill. There's still a bit of milk left that you didn't spill. I ain't supposed to be crying. My body's got trouble lying, so these tears keep falling. Petals crying too. Well, pull me close, kiss me quick. I wanna take a ride. I can show you all the answers that you've lost inside. When love comes slow, it goes so quick. Why we wasting time? I got you on my mind. You got me on your mind. Yeah. I'm lucky to be loving you. Lucky to be missing you too. Lucky to be singing your name. Lucky that we once felt the same. Lucky to be loving you. Lucky to be missing you too. Lucky to be singing your name. Lucky that we once felt the same. You say you're a devil in disguise. Well, you're an angel in my eyes. We can spend the night together until the morning sunrise. So pull me close and kiss me quick. I wanna take a ride. Why we wasting time? Why you wasting time? I'm lucky to be loving you. Lucky to be missing you too. Lucky to be singing your name. Lucky that we once felt the same. Lucky to be loving you. Lucky to be missing you too. Lucky to be singing your name. Lucky that we once felt the same. Yeah. Lover's Lane, where we once met. Lover's Lane, did you forget the magic that we made? All its imperfect shades. Well, ooh, this is tragic. Ooh, we had magic. We had magic. We had magic. We had magic. We had magic.
All right, Miss Jackie Paladino. Well, well, well. Thank you for that.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so tell us where we can listen to you live.
Sure. Well, I'm performing at a coffee house music competition in a couple weeks, and the proceeds for that go to Project Waterfall. So.
What's Project Waterfall?
And I don't need this because I'm mic'd, right?
Oh, right. Yeah, you don't, but you know,
Okay.
you're used to it, right? Because you're used to singing into the mic. So what's Project Waterfall?
I just got the email this morning.
Okay, well, it's nice that you're doing donations to an
Yeah.
event. It's lovely when we find artists who are willing to contribute some of their proceeds to help a good cause. And so, really quickly, because we don't have much time, but I want to know a little bit about your background and how you came to have this sultry voice that you do.
Sure.
Like you got me speaking that way.
Sure. Let's see. I mean, I did musical theater growing up, and I go to NYU for drama, so I study like the arts there. I just always loved jazz, and I started writing music, let's see, a couple years back when I was struggling with like an eating disorder. So it was kind of like my way to heal, and yeah, I've just like kept performing since.
Lovely. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. Jackie Paladino, everybody. You're going to sing us out, but I just need to say goodbye to our viewers.
Okay, thanks so much for having us.
Of course. Do you want to introduce your bass player, right? That's bass.
Guitar.
Guitar? I'm not a musician. I'm not a musician. I'm sorry. Guitar player. What's his name?
Neil.
Hi, Neil.
Hi.
I'm going to go back to music school. All right. Thank you guys for being here with us, and thank you for sharing the little, personal information. And thank you for playing us out. Once again, you guys check out Jackie and her work by going to JackiePaladino.com. And that is our show today, mi gente. Thanks to all our guests for coming through, and to you, our viewers, for tuning in. And a special thanks goes out to Madam Speaker Melissa Mark Viverito for the El Barrio Hurricane Relief and all of her initiatives on helping those who are in dismay. If you missed any part of today's show, you can check out the recablecast tonight and 24 hours a day at bronxnet.tv. I'm Rhina Valentin, and from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide paz, prosperity, y amor. Mwah.